So good day everyone. I am Dailin Relativo and now I was assigned to discuss to you about the principled eclecticism. So what is principled eclecticism? So it is a method of language education that combines various approaches and methodologies to teach language depending on the aims of the lesson and the abilities of the learners. It breaks the monotony of the class. So basically principled eclecticism refers to the use of various teaching styles in a discriminating manner as required by learners' needs and styles. So I will discuss to you about the basic concepts. So here, approach provides principles to decide what kind of content and what sort of procedures are appropriate. So here in approach, teacher has be more flexibility and adaptability to choose best elements according to the needs and aims of the students or learners. So method, it is how the teaching is to be conducted. It is practical realization of an approach. So later on, I will show you the different types of methods that can help us as a future teacher to teach the students effectively. Different teaching methods are borrowed and adapted to suit the requirements of the learners. So during this method, teacher can choose to use any of the following method and approaches. So here are the methods that can help us to teach our students effectively. So first is grammar translation method. So it is the method of teaching language by which students learn grammatical rules and apply those rules by translating between the target language and the native language. So if we are going to use this kind of method, our student would be or are able to read the literature which is written and in the target language, and also our students are able also to enhance their skills in reading and writing. So next is direct method. So in this method, teacher refrains from using the student's native language. The target language is directly used for teaching all the four skills, which is listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So in direct method, it emphasizes listening, communication, and speaking skills. So the vocabulary was taught through demonstration making activities, and also the oral skills were organized around questions and answers between the teacher and the students. The next is bilingual method. The word bilingual means two languages. So in bilingual method, the teacher teaches the language by giving mother tongue equivalent of the words or sentence. So in this method, a teacher allows the pupils to use two languages. One is the target language to be learned, and the other mother tongue which is used to achieve the target language, which is English or something. So next is communicative language teaching. So this method and this approach lays emphasis on oral teaching. It aims to develop communicative competence in students. So here is the main objective of this method is to acquire communicative frequency and also to develop procedures for teaching of the four language skills. Next is total physical response. So it based on the theory that memory is enhanced through association with physical response. So in this method, it attempts to teach language through physical activity and also to teach communication of students. The next is the silent way. So in this method, the teacher uses combination of silence and gestures to focus students' attention. So it is based on the premise that the teacher should be stay silent as much as possible. in the classroom, but the learners should be encouraged to produce as much language as they can as possible. So let's proceed to another method, which is structural situational approach. So in this approach, the teacher teaches language through a careful selection, gradation, and presentation of vocabulary, items, and structures through without situation-based activity. So in structural approach, it teaches to learn sentences in a systematic manner, which involves the structure, sequencing, patterns, arrangement of words to make a proper and complete sentence with a meaning. The next is audiolingual and audiovisual method. So, in this style of teaching, students are taught through a system of reinforcement. Here, new words and grammar are directly taught without using the student's native language. So, the objective of this method is accurate pronunciation and grammar. So, the ability to respond quickly and accurately in speech situations and knowledge of sufficient vocabulary to use with grammar patterns. So next is the advantages of those approaches and method kung ato to siyang gamiton sa sa classroom scenario. So the teacher has more flexibility, and also no aspect of languages skilled is ignored. Lastly is there is a variety in the classroom. So that's it po, and thank you for listening.